People that are really, really trying to make really cool shit. And Kevin's a big fan of YouTubers as well. We watched a lot of it together.
You guys stay up way late with the Mad Weeds and probably go down a crazy dark hole of YouTube like everyone does.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. You can find some random people that just like have like no subscribers but are put on such high quality content. And you're like, how do you do this? Where
if
do you
we
find
do
time
a
for this?
YouTube special episode, I think that on the latter half of the episode, we should also explore our favorite dark holes.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
This guy's talking about feet a lot. Tiny feet and tiny shoes.
I've got a great dark hole.
Half-hour review of red shoes and tiny humans. We have orcs. And I thought that's all we were going to have. But then there's fairies, there's elves, and you quickly realize this is a weird, crazy fantasy that I may have had when I was a lot younger because I used to love the game Gauntlet and Gauntlet Legends and all these different races of people and they fight. And it's like, you know, what if it was a modern day life where these races just continued to thrive and live forward and acknowledge each other and hate each other or love each other? And this is like maybe a portal in a view into that kind of world.
Yeah.
Now they drop you in this world though, and they say, go on. You're not going to know much about how we got here. Action movie with Will Smith. And they're like, you got to get the magic wand. And you're like, this feels really weird for some reason. But I'm into it. I'm into it. You
It's
know,
funny.
I
The
get
face
it.
you just made, like I made 20 times during this movie, where you're just like,
He's like, he's got a magic wand. And it's like, yeah. I mean, if I love my lore fantasy games, and I imagine if there was the Path of Exile wand that I've always played with in our real world, it would probably be this powerful, sure. But to actually see it in this kind of view space, it definitely just continues to push people in a bit of a awkward spot.
Yeah.
You know, when you tag that in addition
well,
now to the story thing.
You want to feel cool, and when people say dorky words, you don't feel cool,
Yeah.
and suddenly the thing that you like is like the universe that Landis wrote, and the concept of like cops and orcs and fairies and elves and all this, it all got changed, especially dialogue. So it was interesting because Landis, who's notoriously very outspoken about all his work, as soon as this gets to trailer time, he stops talking about it. And everybody's like, why are you not talking about it? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, oh, there's some shit going down. And then he tweeted some weird shit the other day. The only thing he said about Bright was like that the Fairies Lives Matters line was improv, which is basically him saying, this is not my dialogue. I didn't write this movie. They changed my shit.
Oh.
And everybody knew that Ayers had rewritten his draft. And now, yesterday or the day before, they announced with the sequel that Max Landis is no longer attached to it. So some shit went down, dude.
Oh, yeah,
some
yeah.
shit went down.
Clearly.
They changed it. And I think, I mean,
Wow.
the weakest points of this movie for me is the dialogue. And I think that was Ayers. Happy the trailer's like it is, and you're so confused.
Yeah.
Because you should be.
You're just here to tell us a bit like why we need to go check.
No,
this
you need to
particular
check
out.
this
You
out.
Don't
okay?
spoil it. We're not.
It
writing,
is
we're not
shot
writing this.
super well. It is written super well. The story you just don't see coming at all, and nothing. All the marketing for it is great because they don't give away anything, and it is gonna really take you on a ride that you're just like, where they end up at the end of the season, where they start at the beginning, are such different universes that you don't even know how you got to that point. So for me, being so consistently surprised and excited to watch each episode and when I just finish it, and also it feeling so real. Again, I preach the stakes. This is high concept show, okay? About as high concept as you can get.
Dan, these creatures are obviously a lot smarter than most people give them credit for. You're talking about instances where you lay out poison, and
those tails.
These alpha rats will put the beta rats out like, you try that shit. And then they'll watch them. And they'll watch them and they're like, he died. We're not going near that shit. We're going to piss on it and tell everyone else don't go near it.
What?
And they move on. That's what happens. That last scene there was also incredibly gnarly and hard to watch.
Dude, I don't know if I can watch this movie. I had an oar for some reason.
Because you're Dan.
And
You got an oar.
I don't want to do it. I have a big thing about animals. I don't like killing animals. I don't like hurting
did it?
them. It runs straight at my feet, and I just... Okay? All right? But I didn't kill it. I just knocked it out. And so then we had to kill it. So then we put it in a bucket, and we drown it. But the bucket was big enough so that we had to... The only way we could fill the bucket was with the shower, which was a really low-pressure shower.
Oh, no.
So I'm sitting there with pinning the
Torturing
rat.
him. Okay,
Okay. And he wakes up because when I hit the water on him, and he's fighting for his fucking life to get out, and I'm sitting there like crying, like not able to even look at it, and it takes like 15 minutes, dude, for the water to fill up to get the bucket to kill him.
Now, before anyone starts to try to feel sympathetic for this rat, I mean,
You
first
gotta
should-
fucking do
You
it.
should watch this shit first to realize that that thing needs
Dude,
to
you have
go.
can you believe that some people like stick rats in their ass?
Dan, keep that off the record.
Next.
Next, Dan, it's on you as it was when I was a kid, of course.
different.
You know, but I hope that the spirit that Ric Flair brings to wrestling is something we will continue to see with athletes in their sports moving forward, whether it's esports, whether it's real sports. I think a showmanship is very important. I don't want to be watching robots play games good. You know, I want more. I want a reason to really love this. I want a reason to want to buy that player's shirt,
Something
jersey,
to cheer for,
something
right?
to cheer for, man. I don't want to just be like, that's a good sport and they're really good. You know, I want to get excited, you know, about maybe a particular player and the history they bring and how they interact with their teammate or their opponent or the rival. I'm going to get excited that next week Ric Flair has to face The Undertaker or PPD has to face Kyle Friedman, and it's going to be like super hype. You know?
Yeah.
So, all right, my last one. On the note of Ric Flair, someone who loves what they do so much that that's really all they focus on. You know who else is like that?
Who?
My man Goku.
Goku.
My man
Oh,
Goku
no.
of Dragon Ball.
I forgot.
Loves the fighting and everything like that. Okay, so what kind of road are we going down here?
Fucking weeb shit.
Now,
I'm out.
gamers out there, Dragon Ball Z fighters. Because before it was all lovey-dovey, like, oh, the evil slime monster. It took over Vegeta. And Goku and Vegeta have to fight. Oh, and I'm like, okay, cool. Goku and Vegeta get to fight. I'm pretty hyped. The fight is shit. And I'm like, worthless.
You'll never destroy my world.